ready for University of Georgia basketball.
Alrighty guys, Georgia and Tennessee, it's time to record the Georgia and Tennessee preview back-to-back videos because, well, Georgia and Tennessee's at 7 o'clock. I went ahead and get everything out so I could post the radio calls. Well, let's start. Georgia's coming off a terrific loss versus Texas. That's really what it was. Georgia led at halftime by 7, and then decided to not show up in the second half and get completely destroyed by Texas. And, you know, to be fair, I'm going to say this, Tennessee's just not good this year, in my opinion. And, sorry, I just saw something. Huh. Okay, apparently that they're moving the Daytona Clash. They're moving the Clash back to Daytona. Oh, that doesn't make a lot of sense. That doesn't make no sense. But anyway, Georgia, Tennessee at 7 o'clock. Again, Georgia just looked bad against Texas. It didn't help that Texas hit a lot of shots. Texas got so lucky with some of the shots they hit. You know, in a way that it was kind of ridiculous that they kept hitting that many shots, but I progressed. Georgia is 16-4, Tennessee is 13-6. ESPN matchup predictor right now has a 45.8% chance from Georgia to win, a 54.2% chance for Tennessee to win. Of course, Georgia's best players, Jeremiah Wilkerson, averaging 17.7 a game. Santos Real 6.2. Smurf Melinder, 3.5. Georgia is averaging 93.5 points a game, 76.5 points against, 47% field goal, 41.4 rebounds, 15.1 assists, 7.3 blocks, and 9.0 steals. Tennessee is averaging 82.2 a game. That is a big difference from 93.5 to 82.2%. 69.0 points against, 48%, 42.5. There's somebody calling me, and I have absolutely no freaking idea who that is. 17.6 assists, 3.7 rebound, or 3.7 blocks. See, freaking stupid phone caller. You got me all confused. And 8.0 steals. Tennessee is 3-2 in their last games. They beat Texas. Yeah, they beat Texas. Good job. They lost to Florida. They beat Texas A&M in 2 overtimes. They lost to Kentucky, and they beat Alabama. But which I'll go ahead and I'll applaud Tennessee for beating Alabama, because I mean Alabama had an NBA player on the court. So I mean, well, he didn't tell me they play in the NBA, but that's a good story for a whole different day. I'm not even going to talk about that. All I'm going to say is you shouldn't be able to go up and then come back down. You know, that's stupid. But Georgia is 3-2 in their last games. We beat South Carolina 75-70, and then lost that overtime heartbreaker to Ole Miss. Then went on to beat Arkansas and Missouri, but then lose to Texas Saturday. So that's where Georgia stands right now. 7 o'clock tip off, so 6:35 airtime with Georgia Ball Sports Network with Scott, Chuck, Adam, and the gang. And you know, what was worse, the Texas loss or the Ole Miss loss? And the Ole Miss loss hurt. It was at home. It was in the last second. You had led before regulation, before you even had a chance to get to overtime. You had led with 15 seconds left in regulation before, well, you know what happened. But the Texas loss, in my opinion, was just so worse than the Ole Miss loss. The Ole Miss loss is going to be overshadowed by Ole Miss. Well, people are going to say, well, Ole Miss really weren't that good of a team. But I don't care. You lost by 7 on the road. I mean, you lost by whatever you lost to Texas on the road. Then you lost by 2 points at home on a buzzer beater, and that buzzer beater hurt. 'Cause, I mean, that mess sunk with me for days. That loss was terrible. It really did. I felt terrible. It hung with me for days and days and days. It was just something that was there's birds flying under here. I apologize, but they're not bothering me, so they can do whatever they want. I mean, like, Jesus, man, it just, well, I didn't mean to say, I meant jeez, man, it hurt. It was terrible. It hurt, and unfortunately, or fortunately, they beat Arkansas, but then unfortunately they lose to Texas. So that's kind of where we stand now with that. Is Georgia can finally beat Tennessee, and again, Tennessee is not that good of a team in my opinion. Georgia can beat Tennessee. The last time they went to Athens was 2 years ago, the Dalton Connect game, where Georgia was down at halftime and then made a furious second half rally. Had the lead at one point by 11. Blue Kane hit a few threes. Jabri Abdul-Rahim hit the free to get it going. Justin Hill, Silas Demery with the drive-in dunk, doing the little shimmy after he hit the three-pointer. So, I mean, it was a great game, but unfortunately all that went for naught because Georgia did lose. Dalton Connect just had what was probably one of the best single-handed performances I've ever seen in Stegeman Coliseum. You think of Tennessee having historical performances in Stegeman Coliseum. There were two straight years in 2005-06 and 07-08. So not 2 consecutive years, but 2 years apart. Chris Lofton had those kind of games in Stegeman Coliseum. There was one game in particular that they beat Georgia, and then Tennessee fans or Tennessee players went into the student section and celebrated with the students that made the trip to the Tennessee game, or to the Georgia game. So that was just an ungodly performance. You'll never see that again. Dalton Connect dropped whatever he dropped. It was 38, 36, something like that. Not tonight. Tennessee doesn't have a Dalton Connect coming off the bench. So hopefully that means Georgia can pick up a much-needed victory over Tennessee. I'll see you guys again later for the post-game video. It's getting kind of cold out here, so I'm going in. I'm going to stay here for a few more minutes and do something off camera. But final thoughts are Georgia you had 2 games this week. You had Tennessee and Texas A&M. You have to win these games, all right? These are games you have to win. At least go 1-1. But they're both home games. It's important to take care of business at home so when you lose on the road, if you go on the road and lose, you're okay. So Georgia, Tennessee, 7 o'clock. This game was originally supposed to be yesterday, but it got pushed back due to the weather we had Saturday. I believe it was announced it was moved Sunday. So I don't know what that storm did. It didn't do nothing where I'm at, so I hope you're safe. And if it did hit you, I apologize. I hope you're safe, and I hope you're fine. But it did nothing here. It's sunny out here, and it was sunny all weekend except for like a few hours when it rained. So it was cloudy for the most part. But I mean, it was cloudy. It didn't rain a lot, but it wasn't bad rain, like, you get what I'm saying. Like, it wasn't trees falling down or anything like that. It was sunny Saturday morning though, so, or Sunday morning it was sunny. So anyway, Georgia, Tennessee, go Dogs. Let's beat the Vols. Nobody likes Tennessee. There was that guy talking about Tennessee. They ugly, they snitches, stuff like that. And hopefully Georgia can go to Tennessee and beat the Vols, or in Athens and beat the Vols. So go Dogs. And let's beat Tennessee.
The unbelievable. They beat Arkansas and go wire to wire to win the SEC tournament.